Hello everyone. Welcome to Flamecast. This is our first episode, and Flamecast is our attempt to bring the spirit of FlameCon to you online year-round. And we've got one very amazing creator that we're going to sit down with and have a quick chat about who they are, what they do, and so you can learn a little more. But before we begin, I am Nick Gatau. I am president of Geeks Out, the nonprofit that puts on FlameCon. We've got plenty of FlameCon plans in the works, but we'll get to that later. And I am with someone who probably needs no introduction, but I'd love to hear from him in his own words. Who are you and what do you do?
Oh my God, where to begin? Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Wada. I am a cover artist. I've worked with the big two and Boom and IDW and smaller independent creators. And I think I gained traction because I do watercolor in a field dominated by digital art. And these days it's a little more of a marriage, but I think that's why my work stood out and I caught the right eyes and here I am. Look at me now.
I have to say, I'm going to keep pinging you until I can have my very own Kevin Wada, because I do love the watercolor. It kind of elevates comics to this level of like fine art to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the textures in your work. So yeah,
Thank you.
definitely
I think people respond to seeing, like a rendition, a perspective of characters they love that is so different from what they're used to, right? That's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got you've done work on, as you said, a bunch of titles, including Buffy, which is personal favorite, Spike, Willow. I'm going to try. I'll save my geeking out for later. But my next question, given all the work you do, who or what inspires you?
So anybody who knows my work knows that I tend to do kind of fashion-y. It's about the character. It's about like communicating who they are through what they're wearing kind of covers. It's kind of like this tiny little corner of the industry I have. But the last time I was just floored was Gucci's ad campaign from 2018. They hired an illustrator to do digital paintings of their line. It was Ignacy Monreal. And it was just the first time I saw an illustrator at that level with such a major brand. Fashion illustration used to be this huge thing and it's really not anymore. So it was refreshing. And I was just like, oh my God, like, this is doable to be able to like do something like that.
Yeah. Did you study fashion outside of an art context?
No, and I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about at least just getting a sewing machine because I love it.
Yeah. So in a year, I guess now we're about to hit our 1-year anniversary of being at home. I feel like I've been
congratulations to us all. Yeah.
I feel like I've been in this exact box, literally with all my work, like webcam meetings. But if you can remember a time when we were all walking exhibit floors, generally taking in the sights and smells maybe of conventions, I have to ask, take us back to that time. What's your favorite convention memory?
So I have two that stick out. The very first convention I did was Heroes Con. In North Carolina.
Yep.
And they picked me up from the airport, and who else was in the van with me but Bill Sienkiewicz? And he was like, "Hey, I'm Bill," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know who you are." And I tried my best not to, dote and fawn. I wanted to be a professional, but I was just like, "Oh my God!" And he was so nice, so personable, like just like I don't know, like I hold him like on this pedestal. So to meet him and to see how nice he was just And then I think maybe 3 years into my career, I did a couple panels at San Diego Comic-Con. And I just like dropped in for that, didn't even really attend. I think I had a day pass. And it was just kind of like, it wasn't like, they weren't huge panels, but it was so cool to like be like, oh my God, I used to come to this thing every year, well, not every year, but every year I could. And now I'm like a panelist. That was
Yeah, that moment. I've done a couple of panels at San Diego Comic-Con, and that moment where you sit down and your name is on the placard near the San Diego
Mhm.
logo and the backdrop, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm made it. I'm like, comics is real and it's my life.
Maybe I'm a thing.
Yeah. Like I can die happy. Also, gosh, I just we're now on like day 2 of rain here in New York, which is previous like 2 weeks of snow, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, San Diego sun. That's
It's a bewitching city.
yeah, it really is. And then yeah, and it just like completely turns over for the convention. So,
Mhm.
well, well, those days will be back again
Someday.
before we know it.
Someday.
Yeah. So if we're not at conventions and we've got plenty, I don't know about you, I've got plenty of time to fill at home. And in fact, I'm at my desk at my computer and I feel like I switch between screens. I'm either sitting here at this screen or I'm back like on my couch watching my TV.
It's the new life.
It really it's new and exciting. But I know I've got like a list of things to binge and, plenty of things to dig into, but I'm curious, what are you currently geeking out over?
Well, we're in like the height of Drag Race proliferation.
Hmm.
So that's a fun thing to watch. I'm like, the biggest fan I know is my straight best friend, male, and he always jokes that the only time we talk text is when Drag Race is on because he just loves it and we go at it. And then I'm very sad that WandaVision will be ending
I know.
this coming week.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
been a joy. I love it. I think I maybe liked it a little bit more in the beginning when it was so funky and quirky, and
Yeah.
it's has to tie things up in a much more standard way. So that's a shame, but I'm just loving it.
The
What about
production
you?
Yeah, I mean, the production design on WandaVision is insane, and I can see it from your perspective, like, the fashion,
Oh
the
yeah.
details, just it's mind-blowing. I am sad that it's coming to an end. Funny enough, before quarantine, had only seen season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race back
Mhm.
when it premiered, and I was like, "I don't think I get it. These drag queens are just mean to each other."
Yeah.
But I was like, it took being locked in a room during quarantine to be like, oh, I get it now. So,
That's faint praise. Sorry, RuPaul.
well, it's they change up the format, the production quality. So
Okay,
now
yes.
now I'm a stan. I'm only on season 11 though, but
Oh,
I'm catching up
you're,
quickly.
you're so lucky. You have so much more to go. Oh my
I know. I'm like,
god.
what, Australian, Canadian, UK. I'll get there. I'll get
It's
there.
a bit much.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for sitting down with us and doing our first flame cast and letting me throw some rapid fire questions at you.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Anytime, anything for FlameCon and Geeks Out. I love you all so
Oh my
much.
gosh. Well, we love you and can't wait to continue to
In
see
the
you
flesh.
virtually
Yeah.
IRL as opposed to, this scene.
Yeah. We'll turn the
Um,
box into a
yeah,
heart.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much. And more Flamecast is on the way. Have a good one.